Okay, movie stars, here we go again. Audience of 5 and more.
So I'm going to talk about Oktoberfest. As you know, Oktoberfest is mainly celebrated in Germany, but we do celebrate it here and there, especially they have a huge event in Ohio. Oktoberfest is actually a barbarian celebration that is in Munich, Germany. It is over 200 years old, and it actually first started back with a marriage between Prince Ludwig, and then Princess Teresa. They actually had a 5-day celebration with horse races and, of course, a lot of drinking of beer. And it actually, it was a cultural identity, and that is why it is so widely celebrated, because it's almost kind of like a July 4th in a sense. So, like I said, it became a tradition back in 1810 when they first got married. They celebrated about 5 days, 3 days. It was in between those. So Oktoberfest, you would hear there's a lot of tents, they have a lot of drinking, a lot of feasting, and of course they have horse races, which actually stopped not too long ago. It was mainly for the agriculture, and it was supposed to actually enhance that, but they do still have like parades where they have horses and you see cows and goats still, but not so much of the horse racing. I think it might be a legal thing. So like I said, we're going to talk about when it's celebrated. So Oktoberfest, you think October, but it's actually started in September, and it starts on the 3rd weekend of September and then ends on the 1st Sunday of October. The reason why this is because they actually extended it, like moving the starting date forward just due to the weather. And I read this on East-O-Wed, which is a tourist kind of website that talks just about certain European cultures. So the hours range from 10:30 in the morning to 10 at night. On the weekends, which is your Saturdays and Sundays, it opens at 9. So you can start drinking literally all day. Or feasting, however you want to see it. Fun fact, it was actually canceled 24 times due to contaminated water, which also, makes sense because of the beer and it's getting infested, or just because of war itself. Since it was started in 1810, you have 2 main wars, World War I and World War II. So, like I said, we do have horse races. They did stop about 1960 or somewhere between there. The parades are very beautiful. They have a lot of music, traditional Bavarian music, and I will talk later about the dress wear. Give me 1 second. Rides, of course, because they want to make it more family oriented and not just beer. So they actually do have like merry-go-rounds and kind of like your traditional like carnival, almost like you would have in America. So it's really amazing. Apparently they even have shooting galleries, so I'm thinking like that would be really cool, especially for people who are really into that, just to get more people. If you think about it, it actually takes, I think it's 6.9 million people who actually come to Munich, Germany, just Munich, Germany. So it's pretty amazing. So like I said, the wear. They do traditional Bavarian wear, so you have the dirndl, and then you have the lederhosen, which is for the men, and then the dirndl for the females, which is really pretty. It kind of actually reminds me of the Frozen wear. So feasting. Feasting is definitely a very important part to Oktoberfest. If there's going to be drinks, there is going to be food. So with food, it's mainly meat. Yes, if you're a vegetarian, they do have that option because you have a lot of sweets, of course, but if you also want like giant pretzels, which are really good because carbs are really good to take when you were drinking. Fun fact though, they do have oxtails that they sell. They have pork knuckles and of course a lot of sausages, white, and then because they have white sausage links, which are really cool, and then they also have your traditional like what are they called? We'll bypass that because I can't think of the name. But the pretzels are about 15 inches in diameter, so you're thinking about like a pizza almost. But they do use like 109 oxen, 58 cows, 550,000 chickens, so on, and it's amazing because they actually, kind of like Disney where we have the huge turkey legs, they actually cook the whole chicken and then cut it in half and sell it. So drinking. beer. So I know beer is a very important part to Oktoberfest. They actually use only the Munich breweries, and there's 6 of them. I do not know how to pronounce them, so I'm not going to try. German is a very deluxe language. If you're not much of a beer drinker, there is wine. They actually have 15 different types of German wines. And then, of course, if you're not of age, even though I think the drinking is about 16 supervised and 18 without, you can get water and soda. But soda is the same price as beer, and a liter of beer actually goes for about $13, $14. Fun fact, actually, this is a gingerbread heart, and it's actually a very big thing for Oktoberfest. They make these big, it's like almost like a cookie cake, but it's like a gingerbread heart. And this one actually means it's tapped, and they celebrate that. The mayor of Munich actually goes up on the first day, so the first, day of Oktoberfest, and he taps into the first barrel of beer, and he says this phrase, and it means it is tapped. And then you have the celebration, and it goes on. So these are just a few images that I do have here. So this is actually the mayor tapping into your barrel. Fun fact though, these are actually, if you work Beer Fest or Oktoberfest, the servers actually have to hold at least 10 mugs. So that is a handle. And it's very populated, as I said, 6.9 million people roughly go. I was actually reading around, and I believe it was on the Telegraph post, and it was saying that it actually, there's so much beer consumed that it can cover 3 Olympic pools. Yeah. And like I said, we have the parades and the beautiful music of the Bavarian culture. So, thank you.